Hey guys, welcome back to another TravelPod, episode 20. We got here with us Aimee Meoño. We had a wild array of tangents of conversations, ranging from her vet experience, body language for dogs and animals, and figuring out how to, I don't know, handle animals better, even though you're not a trainer.
Yeah.
And then we delve into traveling.
Traveling
on the Karens. Taco Bell. Being authentic Mexican food.
Becoming old.
Getting old. And then finding gratitude and appreciation in life. Yeah, really just zero to 100.
Finding your roots, understanding your culture, understanding other cultures.
That's a good wrap up. I like that. So stay tuned. Roll that intro. Welcome back to another Zemo Walk. Wow, that's super loud. Hold up. Everybody pause real quick. All right, here we go. Welcome back to another Zemo Walk and Talk. That's not what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I mean,
this is not.
We're not really walking.
It's the other podcast. I did. I recorded another travel pod today, so I'm like, maybe never do that again either. Hey guys, welcome back to another travel pod. Welcome to episode 20. You're on episode 20.
I'm honored.
You should.
I'm really honored. Yeah.
No, I didn't think we get this far. Not gonna lie. We got Aimee Meoño here. Applause. So excited. I don't even know what's gonna happen tonight. All I know is we've got Domino's pizza.
We got the pizza
sliced excessively large.
These are some very big slices.
And
they didn't even slice it right.
No, they didn't. But it's okay. We're gonna eat it anyway.
And yours has a.
Yep.
Yours has a big bubble.
It's pregnant with another pizza. How are you doing today, Aimee?
I'm doing good.
No.
Doing good. Yeah. It was a long day today. But I'm doing good. And you?
So that's why you took a nap?
I did take a nap. And then I overslept. I looked at my camera and all of a sudden it's 6:30. And I had no recollection of anything.
Of a good nap.
Those are the best naps. The ones where you don't remember what year it is.
You wake up, like, what dimension?
Yes.
Am I in right now? Who am I?
Exactly.
Where am I? What am I? Yeah. That's awesome. I love that for you. Did not get a napkin, so nap in. I do have a napkin. I did not get a nap in. So you're one ahead of me there. Not gonna lie.
Maybe tomorrow.
I can't make any promises. Tomorrow's a jam-packed day. Welcome to the Travel Pod.
Thank you for having me.
It's wonderful to have you. Let's just get straight into like background and upbringing. Where you come from? Who are your people? Where do you reign from?
Where do I reign from? So I usually just tell people I'm from LA because if I tell them I was born in Beverly Hills, everybody just gives me a look.
Yeah, I would.
So I'm from LA. Born in 96 and lived there for 10 years until we moved to North Carolina. Lived there for 7 years and then we moved to Sacramento and been here ever since.
Wow. So how old were you when you got to California?
When I got to California? Here?
Oh.
Oh.
Back.
I'm like, at my birth? I was 0 years old.
This pizza, man, let me tell you. It's doing something.
It's because you didn't take a nap.
Yep. No nap with this excessively large slice of pizza. Pregnant pizza at that.
Do you mean Sacramento?
Yeah.
A month away from turning 18. Yeah. 2014.
Oh. So you haven't been here that long? 10 years? 11 years? What year are we in?
It'll
24?
be about 10 years
now.
in August.
Wow.
Yeah.
How time flies.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's weird. That's weird to think about. You graduated in 2014, right?
I did.
How does that feel?
Well, considering that my sister's graduating too, I feel so old.
She's 10 years younger than you.
So she's graduating this year. She's class of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And I was class of 2014. So it definitely feels strange.
That's wild. We're getting old. This is not fun.
It's not.
So most of your 7? You were 7 when you moved to North Carolina?
I was turning 11.
Turning 11.
Mm-hmm. So basically, it is, but it was end of elementary school, and I started middle school in North Carolina. So I grew up in a very diverse environment. You know, everyone in school.
In California.
In California. And then I moved.
Not Beverly Hills.
Not Beverly Hills. We lived in Burbank. But when I moved to North Carolina, it was so different because there was virtually no people of color. Yes. Oh, so school was definitely interesting. It's hard to get used to.
That is a culture shock in itself.
Mm-hmm. Definitely is.
How do you think that affected you? Like,
unfortunately, I don't think it had a good effect on me. I think for self-esteem wise, it brought me down just because I didn't really look like everyone else. And I couldn't relate to a lot of I guess my peers. So I did feel awkward and like I didn't fit in. But towards like end of high school, I think it got a lot better. There was a lot at that point. Then I started seeing like more diversity. Yeah,
that's good.
And with my own friends, like that's all I needed.
Yeah, it's like such a weird year because you're changing during like middle school, and then you're just trying to figure out who you are, and then on top of that, you're being almost isolated or targeted in that way.
Exactly.
And yeah, I can't imagine that would be easy at all.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, but you know, it's all good now.
You live and you learn. And now we're thriving here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a job recently.
I did.
A new job.
Well, I started this week actually on Tuesday. And because I was supposed to start on Monday, but I called in sick. Because I was like, had a really bad cough. But I started Tuesday officially, and it was really fun. I'm doing the same thing I was doing before, veterinary assisting. And it's nice to see how you can go from one place and feel the immediate difference when you walk into another team.
Sure.
Like when you join another team. Definitely, this was a positive change.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. What was, like, the biggest, I guess, I don't want to say challenge, but what was the biggest reason? Was it because of the team, or?
So, the team I was a part of I liked my team. But I think it was more of general management that I felt was going a little downhill. So that definitely affected my drive to be at work. And that's not good. Because you want to enjoy what you do.
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel that. You're a vet tech. How long did it take for you to get your license?
Well, I have a certificate of veterinary assisting.
Okay.
And that took me... I have a degree in general science, which took me 2 years. And then I did some studying kind of part-time here and there to get the veterinary assisting certificate. I actually don't remember exactly how long it took me to get that.
It was a blur.
Yeah, it was all a blur. I just know that the actual degree was 2 years. And then the certificate for assisting, that was different.
What's the difference between the two?
So, so I was trying to get my veterinary technology degree.
Okay.
And so in order to get that, I first had to get my general education. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to that point yet, or I'm not sure if I want to continue to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a step behind the degree, which would be the certificate.
Oh.
I just need to, I'm basically halfway done with that. But I don't know. At this point, I don't think I wanted to pursue further classes.
It's already a lot.
Yeah. Life, man.
Life.
It just gets in the way. And I wanted to be more like, I guess, present in my own life. I felt like I wasn't, too much going on.
Sure. I think what's cool is like, because it's almost like a tier system, so you can just work up. You can always just go back to school.
I can.
Technically. So you have that option open, available for you. So it's not too shabby.
In the future, if that opportunity comes back again, sure, why not? But right now, I think I'm okay with
what you got right
what
now.
I have right now.
I love that. I love that. What got you into wanting to be a vet?
Oh, I've always loved animals.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up watching all types of animal shows. And I think I would watch at 5, 6, 7 years old, I would be watching Animal Emergency Room TV.
What?
I know. I would watch the Animal Planet, and they would have the full on emergency rooms for animals, and I would love that. I don't know. Does that make me a strange child? Maybe. So I think from there, I've just kind of gotten used to it. That's literally been me since forever.
Oh, interesting. I could just imagine this baby Aimee just glued to the TV as they're doing procedures on cats and dogs. Is that what am I in the right direction?
It was cats and dogs, but I think also it would be I would also watch programs with zoo stuff,
Sure. Sure.
Wildlife or things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it really mattered what kind of animal it was. I was watching it.
I love that though. Besides the fact you're watching Emergency, I can't do blood for too long.
Okay.
I can do it for a little bit. If it's a 5-minute, maybe 10-minute, it's a little bit of a stretch video about something and they're showing blood. I'm like, okay, I can do this. Anything longer than that, I'm just I think I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably should never go to the treatment area of a hospital.
I'm good. I'll stay in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Just tell me when you're done.
Yeah.
I'll be here on Instagram.
I've seen a lot of things, but not probably not appropriate to talk. Especially for people that are maybe queasy.
A little sensitive
Yes.
to the matters. So you're fine seeing blood
Oh yeah.
in large quantities?
Not in humans.
Okay.
Animals, yes, it's okay.
What do you think makes a difference?
I don't know. I don't know, because if there's something what somebody would probably consider very unappetizing,
Okay.
or gross,
That's an interesting description.
an animal, I think if I saw the same thing in a person, I would lose it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe it's because I know that if an animal got to that point, it wasn't necessarily their fault. They didn't really know.
Okay.
But let's say if it was a person and they didn't brush their teeth for years, maybe, and then seeing the result of that, they, that was their own doing, and maybe that's where I.
That's that's a very interesting perspective.
Yes, that was their own doing, so they could have prevented this.
Yeah.
But
animals,
a cat's not going to brush their own teeth, so that's just a very mild example.
Nice. Did you have pets growing up?
I had. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You unlocked.
Nice.
You unlocked
That's
something.
What we do here on the TravelPod.
Yes, because I was literally about to say, yeah, I had a dog, but no, I had way more than just a dog.
Oh.
My first pet, I didn't get a dog until I was 8. So my first pets were birds, because my dad loves birds. Before he got married, he had a parrot, and they would do everything together.
Aww.
And then I think he just, when he got married, he got another one. And when they had me, those two were already gone, the other two birds, and we had a blue one. So there's always been some type of animal in my house.
No, that's cool.
So
I like that.
At the beginning it was birds.
Uh-huh. What kind of birds?
So they were, I can't really remember what they were, because at that point I was young. Mm-hmm. But later on, when we moved to Burbank, we had canaries, because my mom loved canaries. Oh no!
Canaries, man, I can't do canaries.
He's allergic to canaries.
Little did anyone know. Canaries, anyway.
My mom loved canaries.
Okay.
We had a lot of those. And when we didn't have the canaries, then we had fish. We had a big aquarium, and one time, one of the fish gave birth, and there was 80 little fish floating around the tank, and I noticed, so then we were scooping all of them up to keep them safe from the bigger fish.
Sure.
Until they grew.
Do bigger fish eat baby fish? I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah, because it looks like food.
Oh.
Yeah, so we had bigger fish, and the mom's babies, they were tiny, so they would eat them.
That's wild.
So that's why we had to separate them, keep them in a container, floating in the aquarium, and then when they got big enough, then we just added them to the mix.
Huh.
And then after that, we got a dog.
And then the dog ate the fish.
No.
Just one little fish at a time.
I actually don't know what happened to those fish.
That's a lot.
I don't remember what happened to the tank. Did we give the fish away? Because we definitely didn't bring them to North Carolina.
Oh, this would have been when you were still in San Diego or SoCal.
Yeah, and I think we probably gave them away. I don't really remember. Yeah.
Feed a village.
Yes.
Full grown.
Or the other fish.
Or the other fish. That's so interesting. I don't think I've ever heard a fish giving birth to more fish in the tank before. I find that fascinating. You see it in Nemo, Finding Nemo, and then they're just gone, except Nemo, of course. There's not really an explanation to it. Mom's gone. Don't really explain that either.
Mm-mm.
And then you just have Nemo and Marlin.
Yeah.
Just exploring.
Well, not initially.
Not initially. Not on purpose. That wasn't the intention.
Exploring by accident. Yeah.
Huh. All right. So parrots. No, did you say parrots?
Yeah, my dad had some at the beginning.
Parrots.
Canaries.
Allergic.
Fish. Fish. And then my dog, his name was Cinnamon. And he was actually really mean to everyone. except us.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love that.
And now we have Daisy.
And now you have Daisy.
Yeah.
And what's Daisy? What's her?
She is a Weimaraner.
Pardon?
A Weimaraner is a
Weimaraner?
Weimaraner.
Weimaraner.
Well, technically, if you want to say it, it's a German dog.
Okay. Germans
It's
are
supposed to be it's supposed to be pronounced like Weimaraner.
weird. Okay.
I'm sure I said that wrong,
Sure.
but
I wouldn't know. I'm not German.
but they are hunting dogs.
Okay. I can see that.
But she doesn't go hunting. She
Why?
just sleeps on the couch.
Why?
She doesn't know how.
It's instinctual, it's in her DNA.
Well, it is because she did catch a squirrel once.
She did.
Yeah.
Zemo has yet to catch a squirrel.
It's not pretty.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's caught a possum. I don't know if Miley told you. Yeah. 2, actually.
Like, did he do something to them or just hold
The first time, I think he was just jaw locked. And he was running back and forth in the
He's like,
backyard.
what do I do? What do I do?
But we were trying to catch him, so he's playing, of
Yeah,
course.
he thinks you're playing with him.
I think he eventually stopped. I wasn't there.
I think he dropped it.
While running?
No, I think, like, Dad had, like, I don't know if he scared him into, like, dropping it, but he dropped it and then, like, ran, and then we caught him and brought him in the house.
We caught Zemo, brought him back in the house, and then they looked out, like, maybe 30 minutes later or something. Dad went outside to work out, and then Possum was gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was playing
He
dead.
probably
He was playing
Yeah.
there, so
Yeah.
it was creepy.
Poor guy. Then the second time, me and Zemo were going for a walk, and at the time, I don't recommend this anymore. There's a path behind the neighborhood that goes to, like, the creek. It's all basically dirt, trees, leaves, everything. And so I would take Zemo back there because he could just explore, do whatever. And there was one morning, and it's probably like 6 in the morning. Like I said, I don't recommend this because it's scary. I had a headlamp, so I had light, so I could see around me and stuff. But there was one... I'm trying to remember the sequence of events. I'll preempt it with this. So one of the first weeks I was going, I was looking, and you know how, like, in the movies when a character's, like, in the forest, and then it sees, like, eyes, and they look scary, right?
Yeah.
So I experienced that in real life.
No.
So I saw, like, eyes just in the creek, but there was no water, so it's just dirt, right? So I see, like, a reflection. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I was like, maybe it's a cat or something. And it ran. And I was like, oh, it is a cat. And Zemo started freaking out. And so I held him back. And I was like, cool. So cat runs away. But then I look down into the creek, and then I just see, like, another pair, and then another pair, and then another pair.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
that's my time to go.
Yes.
And that happened multiple times when I would do this. And it was super scary every single time I did it. But there was one time, and I know Zemo senses something when he stops. Because he's always moving when we're outside, especially. So whether it's a dog, another animal, or whatever, he'll stop and then just see, like, kind of just figure out what's going on, and then he'll look. So he stops, I go, okay, something's out there, and I, like, I'm looking around and using the light and everything to see, and I see the eyes, and it's in the path, like, on the side of the pathway, and I go, Zemo, stand down, and he bucks. And we had, like, a 20-foot lead, because I just let him roam and stuff. And I'm trying to grab as much as I can, and he makes it over there, like, ah, crap. So I'm having to pull him. And I think he had him jaw locked, but I'm able to just take out whatever from his mouth. But I didn't want to touch the possum. That's
No,
gross.
exactly.
I was like, I don't know if this thing has, like, what is it called?
Rabies?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to, die or whatever. And I want him to die. I don't know if this thing has germs or whatever. Got him out. We went back up and everything was fine. And then there was another time. He didn't catch it, but it was it was early. Early one morning. It was like 2 a.m. He had to poop really bad. He wasn't going to sleep. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put you outside. And I was super tired. I'm like, I'm just gonna go lay down and just put a timer for like 10 minutes, and then I'll meet back with you. So
You will circle back.
yeah. So he's out there, and then like 5 minutes later, I just hear him like high pitched barking, and I'm like, it is too early, not for me, but for everybody else. And I'm like, what in the world could you be so pent up about? So I go out there, and mind you, I had my glasses on, and I had my slides on, and it's cold, and I was just like in my pajamas and t-shirt, whatever. And I'm like, he's barking at something, and he's like, you know how like when dogs will bark at something but not do anything about it? So they're doing like this, there's like a weird 3-foot radius around it, and they won't do anything. So he's doing it in the corner of the backyard. I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm like looking closer, and I see this possum, and he's behind. We had Zemo's gate that we used to use to cover thing or like block him off from areas, and it's up against the fence. And there's like a little space, and I just see this possum going, and I'm like, oh god. So I'm trying to grab Zemo whilst not, because I don't know how possums are. I don't know if they'll jump and attack or what. So I'm like, I just need to grab Zemo and get out.
And they do look so scary when they do that.
But I had my glasses, so it was like even more so.
Yes.
And then making noises, I was like, I just want to get out of here. Lost a slide. I grabbed Zemo. I bring him back in the house. And at that point, I was just, and I think I didn't get sick because of that, but I was sick like that following day. So yeah, that wasn't fun. But yeah, Zemo has a record of just wanting to get smaller creatures.
But that's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figure, but his reaction to it, I don't think is normal. Have you heard his like squeal?
I don't think I have.
It's bad. And people have told me it's bad, and I'm like, I don't know what to do about it. Because it's like, he's dying. It sounds like he's dying.
I think I know what you're talking about, because Daisy also does that when she, like, wants to go after a cat.
Oh, it is the same.
So, but that doesn't happen that often.
Okay.
I think
she doesn't see cats often, or
we try to prevent her from seeing cats often.
And that's what I get curious about. Is like, well, should I be training him?
You probably can,
but that's the thing. I can't control.
You can't when you're gonna see.
Creature. Yeah,
exactly.
I can anticipate him reacting. Like outside, he's just super sensitive. I guess you can say. To just noise and stuff. Something
like controlling his reactivity.
Yeah.
There is like a lot of work that can be done to help him not be as reactive. When we first got Daisy, she was already an adult. So
oh, okay.
When we got her, she had this thing where every time she would see another dog, she would just start like high pitch crying and yelping because she wanted to go say hello.
Yeah.
But that was a little much for the other dogs. They didn't want that.
And she's big. No?
Yeah. Thankfully, she doesn't do that anymore. But I think just the more exposure we had to walking her past other dogs and just telling her that it was okay, she was able to just calm down and see that it's not such a big deal. But it is a little harder when you're talking about small animals because, like, again, you say you don't know when you're going to see them.
Yeah.
And you can't really control what happens in the scenario as well as if you saw another dog or something like that. Yeah.
Did you train Daisy at all?
She actually already, she came to us and she was already potty trained and she already knew how to sit. We kind of just had to just get her used to staying home alone for a period of time, and we did crate training with that. Yeah. But in general, she was already she already came loaded with those settings.
Preloaded.
Preloaded settings. Yeah.
That was factory settings.
We didn't have to, so that was good.
Have you trained dogs before?
No, I don't know how to do that. Yeah.
What's funny, it was when you said vet tech, I was like, okay, cool. And, I mean, we've known each other a while. I remember you randomly would come to our house. For what reason, I'm not really even sure. But you'd come in your scrubs.
Yes. I was going to school at that time.
Right. I figured. No, you're just coming in scrubs just for kicks. Yeah, I was whatever. Gotta restart the recording.
What happened?
So it only records up to 30 minutes, so I have to press re-record again.
We've already been here 30 minutes?
Yep. No, yeah, I think there's a few videos I have, and yeah, I'm just throwing stuff at you.
What?
Yeah.
I don't...
Huh?
What you saying?
Yeah.
I do not remember this. Yeah. You were throwing something?
Yeah, you remember?
Please send me this video. I have no recollection of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do when Miley brings her friends over, is I just start throwing things at them.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you don't have a younger brother.
I don't, but I do have a younger sister who throws things at me.
It's a younger sibling thing.
Yes.
It just runs in our DNA.
Yes, very
like
much
Daisy.
so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm at a blank because I really don't remember this at
There's
all.
one in particular, you had a blanket just full on, like, just all around your body.
Oh, yeah,
and you
that's
walked
very
that was,
Aimee coded. Yeah. I do that often.
But what I was going to say is, because for whatever reason, you said vet tech, I was like, oh, you're really good with animals.
I just don't know. I don't know anything about training. Like,
Right, and
yeah.
I thought those two went hand in hand with each other. So when he first came over to say hi to Zima, I was like, oh, she's a vet. She'll be fine. She can handle it. And then when he said Calvert, I was like, oh. I felt bad. I was like, oh, sorry. I thought
But
you were
you
just
know,
good with animals.
it's okay. Like, I don't mind all the excitement he
Sure.
has. Sure. Yeah, I'm used to it. But I definitely don't know anything about training. I know, like, basic things, you know, like sit, telling them to sit, or, you know, getting them used to certain
not training,
things.
That's just telling
But
them.
just, I don't know, showing them, teaching them how to sit. But I really, yeah, I have no experience in that area.
So funny. Not that you can't do it, but I just thought, like, oh, vets just know.
No. People working in the veterinary profession do know more about body language and their behavior.
Okay.
So definitely we can tell if they're upset or if they want to, if we're not in a safe space, like if they might bite us, or if they're very fearful. You know, I know how to read body language and their behaviors, but really in an in-depth training,
I think that's a cool skill to have, because there's things that I've just seen on, like, TikTok, Instagram, of even just, like, tail wagging. Something as simple as that. Sometimes if their tail is wagging, doesn't necessarily mean they're nice. You know, those kinds of little things, or just like you said, body language in general, things I wish I knew when it came to his response to certain things, or, you know, if he's reacting a certain way and I didn't know why.
his eyes,
Yeah.
the way his eyes move, the way he holds his ears, the way if he's panting or yawning or licking his lips, like things like that. Those are all ways for us to know how he's feeling at the moment. Things like that. Sometimes, sometimes they could be yawning because they are yawning.
They're tired.
Yeah. But sometimes yawning can be a sign of stress or that they're uncomfortable.
In a situation?
Yes.
Really? Is it different than a regular tired yawn?
No, I mean, it kind of just happens. It might happen like over and over again in a certain period. So you're like, oh, they're yawning quite frequently. Maybe maybe if somebody's hugging them and they don't really want to hug, and they yawn, they're kind of uncomfortable.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What else about animals?
So let's see. I mean, there's a lot. If
Zemo, come here. Are you uncomfortable?
yeah, I mean, because a lot of times if they're licking their lips, that also show a sign of stress in a situation, or some dogs. It's more apparent in some dogs than others, but I know like when Daisy is kind of annoyed or does not like another dog when they're meeting, the hair on the back of her on her back stands up. And if I see that, I'm like, okay, time's up, let's go, because I know she's not happy. And or just seeing their tail between their legs, they're kind of scared. And some different types of tail wags, like because there could be a low tail wag or a high tail wag, things like that. You just somehow you go into a room. Let's say I go into a room with a patient. I can tell in their face if they're okay, if they're unsure about me. That's why it's very important.
The dog's face, not the patient's face.
The dog is my patient.
Oh.
Yeah.
The owner or the patient?
So the patient. Yeah, the patient's face. I don't think I'm 100% good on human body language sometimes. So I can't really tell what they're feeling, but usually I can tell if the visit's going to be an easy one or
Sure.
more difficult one, depending on how they're reacting to me being in the room. I try to make myself smaller than I already am.
Which is impressive.
Yes. Because no dog wants you to be big
Lording over you.
and menacing. So making yourself smaller, not scary, not intimidating, getting down to their level instead of hovering on top of them. Usually I like to, if I'm taking their vitals, I like to give them treats. If they're not that nervous to eat, and once they get kind of comfortable with me, then I show them the stethoscope. I let them smell it. I'm like, I'm gonna use this. It's kind of cold. He doesn't know, but then I place it on their chest.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference from actually acknowledging the patient and being like, hey, look, this is what I'm gonna use right now, and then doing it, than just going straight up and just touching them without any introduction. Yeah, just picking them up without really acknowledging them. Just getting to know them and seeing how they feel about the situation is definitely something that really helps with the human-animal bond. In any case, I don't even have to be at work. It could be with any dog or any other animal.
Yeah.
If you just pick up a random animal, they'll probably feel scared. So it'll be better for you to slowly introduce yourself.
Mm-hmm. Do you do the fist out thing? What do you do to introduce yourself to dogs?
I usually just like hold my hand out like this so they can smell. And if they back away, I can tell like maybe they're not feeling it right now. But yeah, I usually show the back of my hand and let them smell it.
Is that what they taught you in vet school?
Not exactly. There are things like you learn along the way.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great though. There's a lot to be explored in the veterinary field, and not enough time or resources.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. No, I think it's cool. I personally probably would never, like, as much as I love animals, I don't think I could put myself in that kind of scenario.
And that's okay. Most people can't. Yeah.
Zemo's already enough for me. As you can see, we had to kick him out because he wanted to eat our food.
He wanted to eat our pizza.
Not this kind. Not like this. Not in this economy.
Nope.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, that's super cool. I mean, I've learned a lot more, like, generally, being around Z.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Having been around and trained Zemo, train being a very flexible term, literally just YouTubing everything that I could when it came to raising a dog. Oh, I should be closer. I'm going to be super quiet on the hootabom. But there was a lot that I learned over the course of this year when it came to body language. I'm still learning, but I can pretty much pinpoint certain things that he's feeling. And what's interesting, you mentioned crate training because you're leaving Daisy alone. Was we decided to crate train Zemo from the day we got him. It was very difficult. He did not like it whatsoever, which I think was natural, and it was fine. After some time, he got used to it. Still didn't like it, but he did it anyway. But then I think it was just like one night we're like, we're all going to leave, but let's just see what happens. And I think it would have been probably around 6 months, the 6 month mark. I was like, let's just see what happens if I just leave him in the room. And he's the most comfortable in my room. He'll actually sleep in my room compared to every other room in the house, living room, my parents' room. I think in my parents' room he sleeps now. But I was like, let's just leave him in my room, see what happens. Come back a couple hours later. And everything was like fine.
Okay.
And it was weird. I was just like, oh, okay. So we did that a few times, maybe over the course of like a week or two. And then I was like, let's just see what happens if we just let him roam. And literally, I asked my grandma, because she's typically the one always home. I was like, does he do anything when we're gone? She's like, he's just sleeping. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then I had seen another post or something about crate training early on. It actually helps to mitigate the tendency for dogs to like chew on stuff and like furniture, shoes, while everyone's out of the house. I didn't know that going into it. Crate training was just like, oh, I'm just gonna crate train him just because the videos tell us to. And I didn't know that was an after effect or like a result, I guess you can say. That's also your orange soda, so if you wanted your orange soda, that's yours.
Sure.
But I found that to be super helpful. Now he's more calm. I don't know if you ever interacted with him and he was like a baby.
I think it took me some time to finally meet Zemo. Yeah, I don't think I knew him when he was a baby.
Yeah, he was. If you think this is a lot, he was like.
He's still like a pup. Like he's still young.
Yeah,
he has a lot of energy. I understand.
He's a lot.
but the crate training is pretty good. Even if you decide like you don't want to keep him in a crate when you leave, just the basis of the crate training is nice because. You don't know in an occasion when they might need to go to the vet, and they need to be in the kennel at the vet. If they're already crate trained, they're already used to that, and so they're a lot calmer being at the vet and being in a kennel. Or maybe you need to go somewhere and no one can come to your house to take care of him, so you leave him at a boarding. They would also need to stay in a kennel, right? So if they're already crate trained, that already reduces a lot of stress since they already know kind of the drill. They already know why they're in there, because they have to be there. Or you have to transport them. Let's say you have to, for some reason, he needs to go, you take him on a plane or something. They're, you have to have them in their carriers. So that's something for, that won't be easy for a dog if they've never been in a crate before. Yeah. So definitely it has a lot of benefits.
I would have never known. I just did it because they told me to.
Yes.
I did it because they told me to.
And who is they?
Oh, you know.
The voices.
Oh, gosh. Let me see. I don't remember the names off the top of the dome.
Are they like training?
Oh, yeah.
That's good, though.
They had skin in the game.
I'm glad you did it. Yeah.
I'm glad I did it, too.
Yeah.
And I, like, for my situation at the time, I had the bandwidth for it. Like, I was able to spend a lot of time with him. Pretty much 24/7 for the first 6 months.
You got him in 22?
We had him January 2nd, 2023.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's not quite the pandemic puppy then.
No,
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Which was also nice because I was able to bring him around other dogs.
And that was actually a crazy phenomenon that we like.
McCann dog training.
McCann dog training. I'll have to look that up.
They were like, out of all of them I've seen, they have the most practical advice when it comes to raising dogs. There's some like people out there that are a little more strict with their approach, the way she approaches it. I think her name's Kayla or something. It's what's the word? It's practical, but it's like, I don't feel like I'm invading on their instinctual versus me forcing what I want them to do. Yeah, highly recommend McCann dog training.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. I don't get any kickback for that. As much as I would love to. Someone pay me. That'd be nice.
But no, that's good. Go ahead. That's good that you did that. Yeah, because not a lot of people take training seriously at all or do anything. And it's definitely important to have some type of balance or some type of thinking in place for your pet, just so they understand that there's some type of structure. That's the word I was looking for.
There it is.
Yeah.
It was coming.
I was just floating around there. Structure. Yeah.
That was one of the things. Look at that. It's just slowly going down. Wonderful. It was one of the things Mom wanted me to do, or wanted in general. She's like, I want a dog, but I don't want to train him. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to do it. Which was fine. I didn't mind at all. I was actually the one who wanted a dog in the first place. Did I ever tell you the story of how we got Zemo?
No.
So, all of 2022.
Okay.
Mom knew I wanted a dog, and she would text me like a dog that was up for adoption.
Okay.
Once a month, starting in January all the way to December, right? The conversation goes something like this. Boom. Send a text message of the dog, how old it is, breed and everything. Do you want it? And then I would respond, yes, of course I do. And then the conversation would end. We'd never talk about it. No one would bring anything up. And it was great. It was fine. It was like the satisfaction of like saying, yes, I want it, but we'll never get it because it's not reasonable to have a dog right now. So we do that literally every single month of 2022. And the conversation would be the same. She'd send me a picture. Do you want it? Yes, of course I do. The conversation ceases. December comes around. I go out of town to Disneyland with some friends, and she sends a picture of Zemo and one of his siblings. She goes, "Do you want him?" I go, "Of course I do." Thought the conversation was over. Still in Disneyland. The next day, she texts me. She goes, "We're going to go visit them." I go, "Visit them?" And from that point, I was like, you can't visit a dog that's up for adoption and not take it home.
Yeah.
So they...
You're,
Was it Zemo that you guys wanted initially, or was he just the one that was left?
All of them were still available. Only one was cleaned.
Oh, okay.
But I had told Mom, I was like, this will also be a tell if you're allergic.
That's right. I keep forgetting that point.
Well, yeah, when you were here, I was like, are we seriously doing this? And I was like, well, if we go to their house
Yeah.
and you get a reaction, then obviously we can't.
Because Mom's allergic to animals.
oh.
Specifically, or more particularly cats because of their dander. But dogs are hit or miss.
Okay.
So that...
we went, and they had all the puppies in one of the girls' rooms. And so I was like, okay, literally, they've all been in here the whole time.
Yes.
And I think I held Zemo. He was sleeping.
Have you seen Zemo, like, as a
Baby.
Please show me.
baby?
Oh my god. He was
It's terrible.
oh my god, his face. But I was holding him.
Did Mom
I was
post-
holding another one. And we were talking logistics, and the couples are witness, so it was easy, and she knows them, so it just...
Once you go see them, that's
It's done for.
yeah, you're gone. It's over for you. Yeah.
I thought I had one
Default.
accessible. I don't have it on my iPad. I don't have it on my iPad.
I'll find it.
Oh, Lonnie's playing Battlefront. There he goes.
Oh.
That was initial.
So,
yeah.
in his baby picture, he looks like he's gonna be a huge dog.
That's actually a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. His paws were super big.
Yeah.
And people were like, how big is he? I was like, I don't know.
He definitely in that picture, he looks like he's just gonna be big, grow up. That's why when I asked your mom today, I was like, he's pretty small. Like, he's not that big.
That was like this is the first week we got him. Do you remember this way?
Oh, yeah.
Loves lasers.
He's a cat.
He's lovely.
And that was the smallest harness we can get. And it was still super big on him. But yeah, his paws were huge. And everybody was like, he's going to grow big. I go, I have no clue what's going to happen. But I feel like his paws are still pretty big.
I'm glad he stayed like that because he's the perfect size.
No, 100%. Especially having our grandma and stuff. I was like, I didn't want a huge dog because I didn't want my grandma to, like, die, you know?
Like, overpower her.
Yeah. And, like, Zemo loves her. And he'll greet her similarly, you know, to every guest that comes into the house. And it's, like, it's bearable, you know, for her at least. It's not, and he's only 30 pounds, so it's not like 80 pounds are coming down on her or anything. But she hecka spoils it. She'll feed him throughout the day. There was one point I was like,
so
Zemo,
adorable.
are you gaining weight? And I take him for runs every day.
He's getting the grandchild
Yeah,
treatment.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. He has to get it. Yeah.
Has to. We all went through.
It's a rite of passage.
And I think it's a good feel for her. Every other house she's lived at has had dogs. Yeah. And so I think it was like more or less natural or comfortable for her to have a dog around.
Yeah.
It's nice too that he's around, especially when we're all gone.
Yeah.
You know, throughout the day. At least I know that she'll have an alarm. In that case, he hates the mailman. I didn't know that was an actual thing, but he'll hear because our mailbox is in the front and it's metal and makes the loudest noise when it closes.
He
And
knows when he comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the house, if he hears it, and then run to the door. There was this one time, I think our Costco order came. And it was the first time that I was like, oh, Simo, you actually do love me. So, you've heard, like dogs will bark at the door when someone's at the door and then they'll come back to the owner. I've only heard that. I've never really seen it in action. So, Costco order rings the doorbell. Zemo barks. He does a little, and then runs to the door, barks, and then comes, like, right here and just sits. And my feel's like, aw, that's cute, Zemo. You actually do, respect me.
You do care about me.
Yeah,
Yes.
I am important to you. After all the times, you don't obey me. He's terrible at commands. I don't know if you've noticed.
Maybe, but I can tell that he's very smart.
He is.
Yeah.
No, he is. It clicks for him really fast.
Yeah.
Food training, loves it. He'll do anything.
Oh, yeah.
He'll even start doing things that we don't tell him to do yet. And then
Yeah. You just tell him sit and he's already rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you suck, because he'll only do that if he's getting rewarded, not any other time. Mm-hmm. So very food driven, but it is nice for training purposes. I've taught him a few things. I don't know if I've showed you.
I don't think so.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little something. I'm proud of it.
You should be proud of it.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things I didn't even intend to teach him, and then it just became a thing. Like, I have him go through my legs. Didn't really mean to teach him to do that, but I don't even know how it happened.
Oh, I think I did see that one time when he did that. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I like it. I find it
It's
entertaining.
funny. Yeah.
But we'll even do, like, hide and seek. So we'll have him stay.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll call him, and then he has to find us where
That's
we are
great.
in the house.
Yeah. I think I used to do that with my old dog. Yeah. When we would have someone just hide, and then we'd ask him, go find dad or go
Yeah.
find mom. And then he'd go find. Yeah.
And then we'll actually put the blankets over us. So we'll be like, Zemo, and he'll run in. And then you'll just hear him, like, walk out. And then we'll call him again, and he's like...
Have you done that thing where you have the blanket?
No, I haven't. I don't know.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then you throw the blanket up and then you disappear.
I don't know if he has the attention span for that.
I don't know if he would care. He would think it's scary.
I do want to do? So I've seen the challenge where they put, like, a piece of tape across and then a water bottle. Mm-hmm. And then you run through the hallway. You put it in the hallway. You put the piece of tape in the hallway, and you put a water bottle, and then you run and hop over, and then they'll follow you. But the challenge is they can't knock any water bottles over.
Okay.
So if they accomplish that one, then you put another piece of tape on top, like higher, and then 5 water bottles.
Okay.
And then you just keep going higher, and you put more water bottles, and you just see if they're able to jump over it and not knock over any of the water bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Random things I've seen on Instagram.
I think he could do it. He's very athletic.
I think he could too. Mm-hmm. He's got hops.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not he's willing to jump over.
That's a different thing.
If I lured him, maybe. I think if I had treats and stuff, I think he'd do it.
That's the funny thing, because some dogs are so willing to do things like that. But for example, for my dog, she's very lazy. If she would see me attempt this, she'd be like, I'm not doing that. You crazy? She'd go back and sleep. Yeah. Because
good for you.
I know. Because I've seen those little dog toys where they're like puzzle toys.
Yeah.
And you put the little treats in there. And I said, wow, Daisy's really food motivated. She'll love this. So I put it all in there. She hated it. She did not want to work for her treats. She's like, why are you making me take treats out of this box? Just give them to me. She hated it. But other dogs they really love those, and they want to do the puzzles all the time.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want that for my food.
For your food, yeah.
I just like puzzles.
Little carrots and like
Yeah.
vegetables.
Why can't I have fun with my food? They always told us growing up not to play with our food,
Yeah.
but like, why not? We're gonna eat it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You will eat it, and
Yeah.
if you're the only one playing with food, then you can eat that. That's fine.
That's the point. It's not like I'm not gonna eat it. That's the only reason why they said that, right? Back in the day. Stop playing with their food. Because they weren't eating it.
Maybe you were playing with somebody else's food. You're playing with your sister's food. Probably.
Maybe. That's very possible that I was doing that. Nice. We've talked a lot about dog. That's crazy.
Yeah. We have. And this has just progressed very naturally.
This is the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is nice. It's getting late, and I don't want to keep you any longer, too, because you have a drive back.
Yeah, I have to drive back, but I have to pick up my sister, and she gets out at 10, so.
What does that mean?
Oh, she works at In-N-Out.
Is she hanging out?
No, she's
What's
working.
happening?
She's working at In-N-Out, yeah.
What?
And her shift ends at 10.
Did you say she's graduating this year? Mm-hmm. I don't think kids can work that late. Oh, wait, is she 18?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
No, but even before she was 18, she was able to work until 10. Until 10.
Until 10. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Uh-huh.
I knew there was a law with that where you couldn't.
There's
you have, like, a
also...
curfew, technically.
Yeah, and there's only a certain amount of hours they can schedule you during school nights.
Yeah.
I think it was like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And... Yeah, she works 4 days a week. She works... Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So she works those days. But she likes it. She likes In-N-Out. They pay very well. And they have good benefits.
That's what I hear, too. Mm-hmm. Just food service.
Yeah.
Been there for 4 years, and I'm like, I'm good.
She said that they were going to give her... I swear, she gets raises like every single week or something. But she said that with the recent minimum wage change or whatever, she's going to get a $3 raise.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
What the heck?
So she'll be making like 26.
Oh, my God.
She's 18! She's not even graduated yet. But when that happens, she'll be making 26. Because right now she's making 23.
Jeez, dude. What the heck?
In-N-Out. That's where you want to be. If you want to make more money.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because the new minimum wage is 20?
For food workers?
Oh, I don't know for food workers.
Minimum wage.
It's 20 in April. That's ridiculous. I'm surprised that, like, fast food in general, like, you can't get anything under $10.
I was going to be like... I got the Jack in the Box meal deal yesterday for $5. It was a chicken sandwich, a taco, fries, and a drink.
Is it still 5?
5
Yes.
plus tax. $5.36. I thought it was pretty cool.
No, yeah. I'm trying to remember now. Oh, I was looking at, I think at their munchie. Their night munchie.
Night munchies?
Night munchies.
Don't they have like a box or something?
It's a night munchie box for like $11.
That's pretty great.
But I don't know what's in it. I think, they do the taco thing. There's one thing, 2 tacos? 1 burger, 2 tacos. I don't know. I must be. What did you say? 1 burger. Miley, our producer's behind the camera. Who else is behind the camera?
Executive producer.
The ghost producer.
What?
The ghost producer.
The dancing producer.
It's a burger sandwich, 2 tacos, a drink, and
Curly fries.
or regular
Fries.
fries. If you're doing late night,
If you're
you better
feeling-
be doing curly.
Jack in the Box tacos hit different.
Honestly.
Yes.
I wonder what Mexicans came up with that.
Okay.
Because
I don't think any Mexicans came up with that one, but
Oh, what do you think? White people made that taco?
I think white people made that taco.
That tortilla? Honestly,
Babe, I mean, it's Jack in the Box.
I don't think a white person made that tortilla. Clip that. I don't think a white person made that. I'm being honest. The stuff inside
we'll have
it,
to
yeah, the
research.
Mexican definitely did not
Put a
make the things
disclaimer.
inside it.
Disclaimer at the bottom of the video.
Just saying.
Because it's like saying like Taco Bell is Mexican.
Dude, I had bad reaction. What was today? Friday? Monday. I had a bad reaction to Taco Bell. I usually go every like 3 or 4 months. Okay. Because it's like, okay, I can actually get everything out of the system by then. Yeah, honestly. But Tuesday, I'll say every hour and a half running to the bathroom. Oh. It was terrible. I'm so sorry. It never happened to me like that before, ever. I don't know if it's because I'm turning 25 or what, but it was not the jam.
You know what? We can say it's age, because I'm feeling the effects of age too.
Aren't we all?
I'm feeling the effects. So at my new job, that there's the guy who's kind of just showing me the ropes. Yeah. But it's so funny because I was holding a dog, and then once we were done, then I stood up. But my knees do this thing where they crack really loud. And he looked at me and he's like, "Was that you?" Like, really scared. I'm like, "Yes."
Was it the dog?
That was me. Those were my knees. So,
that's it, man.
The effects of aging are creeping up rapidly.
It's a hard world we're living in. Yes. It is. What a time to be alive.
So, as you get older, Taco Bell tolerance decreases.
You know, the older you get, you just can't have as much Taco Bell because your body just can't handle it anymore. No. That's just how it is.
My stomach is hurting.
That's just life, man. Bodies are just degrading, and body just can't handle the bell no more. Live no mas.
Live no mas. The Taco Bell gene slowly disappears.
Also, where's the Taco Bell dog? Can we bring back the... Maybe that's why we've been dying.
I was thinking about this the other day because I saw the Taco Bell Chihuahua like commercial, like the old one. Yeah. I'm like, bring him back.
Bring him back. Like, why not?
You're crying.
Maybe my eyes, I'm tearing, dog.
The world would be a better place if the Taco Bell Chihuahua
Bring the Chihuahua. Give me the Chihuahua. Maybe I can actually have Taco Bell again. Maybe I can live mas.
Live no mas.
That is their slogan, right?
Yeah, that is their slogan.
I'm not mixing it up with another Mexican restaurant.
Let me double check. But I'm pretty sure it is Live Mas. Yeah, it is. Good. They also have a scholarship.
For vets?
It's called Live Mas Scholarship.
No.
Yes, look at it. Why? That's the first thing that popped up.
Inspire us with your passion, and we'll help you change the world. We just want the
one
Chihuahua
taco
back.
at a time.
One less Chihuahua at a time.
They'll feed you like as you're. They'll fuel your as you're studying.
Okay, what is this? It says passion. Applicant demonstrates a passion they want to pursue in life and explain the steps they are currently taking to pursue that passion and/or their future plans to do so in the future. Honestly,
next podcast episode is going to be Najon applying
hey
to
guys,
the
we're
Live
going to be
Mas
applying to the Live Mas Scholarship. They said passion, social impact, personal presentation, educational goals. We're just going to do this one at a time.
You can submit the podcast as a video essay.
Dude, this is like a legit, like, people have been actually going through this program.
Whoa.
Kids have literally been going through this program.
Thank you, Taco Bell.
Wait a minute.
For making the world a better place.
Taco Bell has their own, like, you know how Apple has the campus? No. What's the thing they do every year when they're releasing new? Taco Bell has their own keynote. Yeah, and
like a convention.
They were almost and they were releasing.
I saw that.
Yeah.
It was like
a full thing.
It was like
screen
a
in the back.
PowerPoint screen, and it was like a launch.
We have the new taco coming, and I was like, "There's no way," but they did. They do.
The Taco Bell launch.
I don't understand, but they do.
That's true. How do you feel about Baja Blast?
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's the only reason why I'd go, besides the fact that I die. No, the Baja Blast. That's the only way I can live Moss.
Yeah, live Moss. I can't do this.
I just realized Moss is the only Spanish word in that slogan. That's a very white thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, do you like? And watch me be completely wrong, but do you really think a Mexican came up with Doritos Locos Tacos? Like. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if he really did or she really did, but this seems very white to me.
Oh my god.
It seems like,
Clip that.
like, Americans are always trying to put like something else in,
Fry it. Put it in a burrito.
What's going on? What's happening
America.
to our world?
America, man.
I think I've seen adding, the mac and cheese, adding hot Cheetos to the mac and cheese, things like
Who
that.
was that? Without
I don't know who that was.
Was that Jack in the Box?
I'm not sure.
Or
But
was
somebody
just
did it.
something? Someone did it.
So, yeah.
Man. Did a white guy, did a Mexican come out?
I may be wrong. I'm gonna research that now before I go to bed. But I just don't think so.
Oh, that's such a good clip. I'm just gonna put that in no context. Do you really think a Mexican came out with Doritos Locos Tacos? Also, are chalupas a thing? Like, chalupas are really a thing in Hispanic culture, right?
Well, I think that's supposed to be Mexican, but I'm not Mexican, so I don't know.
Oh, that's right. What are you?
Salvadoreña
But did you ever think about it?
and Guatemalteca, because I'm my mom is from El Salvador, my dad's from Guatemala,
Right.
so Central American.
Okay.
But a chalupa. Oh no, I'm gonna be canceled. I don't know.
But it's okay. Taco Bell is Mexican. Think about it.
I don't really think so.
No?
No, but it's
Also, I just said a super racist comment, so it might not be Mexican. I don't know.
I don't. just because they have tacos, maybe, but like it's not like authentic. You know, you won't see
Do you
that.
eat tacos in El Salvador?
No,
Exactly.
we don't have tacos in El Salvador.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's a more
Yeah.
Mexican.
Don't say that to someone Mexican though. They will be offended.
Why not?
Like, oh yeah, Taco Bell is
Taco
my favorite
Bell's
Mexican place.
The most authentic Mexican restaurant
Dude,
I've ever
what do you
been to in my
mean?
life.
Dude. That's
My
where,
favorite authentic Mexican restaurant is local. It's actually everywhere.
That's where I
Taco
go
Bell.
celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month.
What month was that again?
I start my month by going to Taco Bell.
The most authentic Mexican restaurant in town.
I know.
They have actually almost every other corner. It's crazy.
I can feel the culture. You know?
I feel ready to live moss when I go into any Taco Bell.
Yeah. It's Mexican inspired, maybe. Because tacos are Mexican.
Okay, and this sparked a memory of someone else's conversation. someone was talking to where's she from? It's not Mexico for sure, but they're where's she from?
South America. Is it an
I
island?
think it is South America.
Colombia.
No, you want to name off every South American country?
Chile.
No.
Uruguay.
No.
Paraguay.
No.
Panama.
No.
Peru. Ecuador.
Might be Ecuador.
Okay.
So they were like, "You've never tried pozole?"
Pozole.
Say, yes. Sorry.
He switched.
Sorry.
See, but pozole is Mexican.
Right. Mm-hmm. And he flipped out. He was like, "How have you not tried pozole?" And he had to remember that she's not from Mexico.
Yeah.
So when I asked you if you eat tacos in El Salvador,
Yeah, no.
so I'm like,
We eat pupusas.
which is
There are
educate us.
so they're the best thing in the world. It's basically, the handmade tortilla.
Mm-hmm. Wait, say that again.
The handmade tortilla?
Wow.
Why?
Keep talking. You have a really good American accent.
What do you
Because did your parents speak Spanish at home?
Spanish is my first language.
But did your parents speak? Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
because we have a good amount of friends that say certain words in their native accent.
Well, I can say tortilla, just
but
like that.
Your American accent is consistent.
I think maybe if I know who depending on who I'm talking to,
Sure.
Yeah. that definitely
Affects your accent.
affects what I say and how I'm saying it.
But it's good. Like
Yeah.
some people just can't control it, and they'll just say it how they're used to saying it.
Yeah. No, that's true.
You've been around a lot of Americans, that's for sure.
Thank you, North Carolina.
So we have this tortilla. I don't know. That's not how North Carolina.
That's like surfer.
Valley Girl.
Yeah, that's Valley. I'm just thinking of what's that one vine? It's like Hurricane Katrina.
More like Hurricane Tortilla. Most of my viewers will not know where that. No, they might.
It's a pretty iconic video.
It
I
is. But not everybody knows what Vine is.
If you don't know what that video is, please go search it on YouTube right now.
Vine compilations, early 2000s.
Yes.
Best Vines 2000.
Hurricane Tortilla. So going back to the pupusa thing, which I feel like I have to introduce you guys now.
Yeah.
But it's because
You've only brought pizza over. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not
And
any
Korean.
Hispanic
and Korean food and
fried
soju.
chicken.
Just
Every other culture she's brought over.
your poor dad the other day. He was like, "Are you guys just taking shots?"
Was it soju?
Yes, it was soju because the
It's
soju
not.
was just like here, and we have our little shot glasses, and we're just watching the K drama, and we're like,
But that's not. It's not that. It's not that bad.
it's not. It's not. It wasn't strong at all.
But the alcohol content isn't that high in it, is it? Is it 8?
I think it is high.
Is it 8%?
It's
11?
just hidden in the taste of peach.
I usually get my peaches out in Georgia. Sorry. Anyway.
I was going to continue, but actually I was thinking the next lyric was probably not appropriate.
No.
So it's a handmade tortilla.
Yeah.
While you're making it, and then you place the most basic one is just going to be plain cheese, and you put cheese in the middle, fold it up, and then stretch it out into a tortilla again, so it'll be big.
Okay.
So let me pull it up. You could put cheese in there. You can put cheese and garlic, cheese and beans, cheese and meat.
Does it get airy or does it stay as flat as a regular tortilla?
It's about this thick, right there. I personally don't think that Sacramento area has great pupusas. But San Francisco and LA do. Because,
Representation matters.
That's where my people are.
That's where the peeps are at.
That's where the people are.
Love it.
Let me show you here.
Yes. Excuse me. Oh, okay.
And you can scroll through because there's a bunch, and we eat it with this pickled, kind of like a pickled like a pickled cabbage. Like,
I love cabbage.
it's so good.
Oh, it is specifically Salvadoran.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It's the best.
Is that like coleslaw without the coal?
What is coal?
That was more of a.
A
that
joke?
wasn't. Yeah, it was, there's no such thing.
I was like, what is coal?
Because it just looks like coleslaw just without like mayonnaise.
Oh, okay. No. No.
Is that carrots?
Carrots, cabbage. You can make it spicy if you want. In El Salvador, it really depends if we don't eat a lot of spicy there.
Really?
Yeah. So it's kind of, if you like spicy, then you add it, but if you don't, then it's just the way it is. It's vinegar, it's pickled, so you add the vinegar and things like that.
I feel like every other culture has their version of that.
What do you guys have?
Something similar to that?
Yeah, like a pickled type
Oh.
salad or
pickled salad?
not. I guess I wouldn't call it a salad. That like a pickled
side.
item.
They like doing it's like a dip. There's like a vinegar dip.
Garlic?
You do, but it's vinegar and peppers. So you dip chicken in it. Filipinos?
Let me see a picture of that too.
Okay.
I don't know what's funny. We don't know the names of things either.
Being Filipino failed.
I didn't know
Okay.
until I went to the Philippines. So.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for defending that.
But
A lot of dipping things for Filipinos is vinegar based.
Oh.
So it's more of a dipping thing than actual salad.
you know what? And I learned this when we went to that food thing last year.
Mm-hmm.
When we went to that food thing, I realized what I was missing out on.
When you had the amazing platter that I
Yes.
got.
Yes, and I was like really confused as to why I hadn't been introduced to it sooner. But you know what? You guys could say the same thing as
100%.
with this pupusa thing.
But Filipinos are everywhere, so.
That's true.
Next time you come over, we'll have savory chicken, which is Filipino owned. I wouldn't say Filipino chicken specifically, but then we have Filipino places nearby.
Which I would like to try because I had lumpia the other day.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
right?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Good. Join us in our endeavors to become to spread the Filipino
To
become Filipino.
It may just happen there. So.
That's
Got some Hispanic cartel.
yeah. You're basically Filipino now. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, technically,
you have the basic
Aren't
DNA
we
of a
all?
Filipino.
aren't we all?
I'm sure we can find Meoño.
Yep.
We
probably.
all somehow got colonized. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Somehow it intermingled.
yeah. Have you guys ever have you guys ever done the
23andMe?
DNA? Yeah.
No. I feel like there'd just be a lot in there that I don't need to unpack.
Okay.
But like, it's for people who want to know what they are, right?
Yeah.
I know
mean,
what I am, so why do I need
technically
to
because I did it and I got
Are you not Salvadoran?
no, I am, but like it's like 41% like Native American, like Native American from there because it's still Central America. We're still the
Oh, okay.
Americas.
Okay.
So
I was like, Native American is
yeah,
here.
yeah,
So what's
not here. The other
the other Native
the
American.
other Native American. So
Gotcha,
I
gotcha.
do have Native, like 30% European from Spain, and then 'cause-
Which they came and colonized in
Yeah.
America in
It's
some
all
way,
their
more
fault.
shape.
It's all their fault. And,
Those friggin' Spanish.
A bunch of other stuff, like in between there.
Huh.
Yeah, but I was really happy to know that, because then when I went to El Salvador in 22,
You say that super American too. That's crazy.
or I could say when I went to El Salvador
Say.
in 2022, like I went to museums with my uncle, and I really enjoyed learning about, like the indigenous culture aspect, because, I'm part of that is me. Part of that is me. And learning about your culture, I think, is so cool. How did the people before us used to live? And there are some ruins in El Salvador and it was so cool just hearing the guide talk about it. These cities, every time a ruler would die, they would build a whole other city on top of the city that they had. So we saw like the buildings, the ruins, but underneath there are so
Interesting.
many more buildings, artifacts that obviously can't be dug up because it'll ruin it. So it was just a way of life, and understanding why they left, why they settled there. There was actually a big volcanic eruption that made all of the natives from a certain time period leave the area completely because of the ash and everything that was just destroying the air quality and everything. So they had to leave completely, and they left that, just all those houses, everything.
Dang.
But it's impressive, just the technology that they had, and it's really cool. I would recommend it. If you ever go to like Mexico, South America, Central America, definitely take some time to go to a museum that talks about like natives origins, because you will see some things that are really interesting. Just the way that they would process food, do the crops, agriculture. Everything was so sophisticated. It's really cool just to learn that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
But then Spain came.
In the Dominican Republic, what was interesting there, so the capital, Santo Domingo, was actually way, way, way long ago coral reef.
No way.
So when it was colonized, they had like waterfronts, right? And they were actually still there, surprisingly, like the forts and stuff, which is where the water line used to be. And then you had developments that went like at least another 40 miles to the current water line. And it's like, this also used to just be water. And this is where the forts were to protect, the capital and everything. I was going somewhere with this and I can't remember now. But yeah, we drove around a little bit in that area. I got to see like they had cannons still from the times. I don't remember what years that was, but I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like cannons. And some was just like the old infrastructure that's still around after probably hundreds of years, I would assume. But yeah, like just a little bit that I saw, it was super cool just to see. I like to see that kind of history where I can like walk around, like for Rome, like Colosseum, the what do you call some buildings that still have, because I took Latin in school, so one of my bucket list items is going to Rome and seeing like the words on buildings, because and this is gonna sound super niche and nerdy, but Romans didn't use spaces. So it's just one super long just text of letters.
I did not know that.
So what you would have to do is know every single word and then just translate it per phrase.
That's crazy.
And it's ridiculous. I had to do it a couple times toward like the end of my third year there. For what reason I took 3 years? It was just because of the teacher. And go. I don't know when it stopped.
It probably stopped. I hope the Doritos was on there.
That's on there. That's on there.
Okay.
Only when we started talking about travel. It's like, that's not that important. That's so funny. Did you get Doritos Uncle Star?
It's the most important part of the whole thing. So for real. But no, if you have a good tour guide, it's pretty awesome.
Oh, 100%.
You know, in even just like Golden Gate Park over here, have you guys been to the Japanese?
Like, yeah, over here.
Right there, right outside.
Right across the street. It's about 40 miles
about,
away.
like Rome. So
Okay,
it's
okay.
like over there.
You can't point over there like we're just down the street, though.
Right next door.
People think that like San Francisco and LA are literally right next to each other. You understand that, right?
Yes.
My uncle just went to Thailand and he's like, yeah, I'm from Sacramento, California. And I don't think people knew what California was. From Thailand. People could be watching this from Thailand. They don't know. They don't know where San Francisco
Our
is.
target demographic.
That's where all the money.
Yes. Well, Golden Gate Park. Have you guys been to the Japanese tea garden?
It's just right over there.
Right there. In my backyard. I can't do this.
Botanical tea garden.
Yeah. I think they have specific days where the tour guide comes out, but in specific hours. But one time I wasn't necessarily joining the group,
Okay.
but whatever he was talking about was really interesting. So I was like, dang, this guy's good. And then I just love people who can make this, are good storytellers. Like, that's when history is fun, you're able to get into the story and why did this happen or why did that happen, and then you understand why certain people react the way they do or things like that. Which is also the great thing about traveling is when you learn about other cultures, you understand why maybe a certain group of people act the way they do or respond to a situation the way they do because of decades of cultural molding that gets you to that point, that you might not even know. It's like probably subconscious at that point.
Is there something that Salvadorians? Who are people from Salvador?
Salvadorans
do that are different from what you've been born and raised with, having been in America?
El Salvador is a very, up until recently, El Salvador has been a very troubled country because of war, and after the war, gangs. So, and I see that difference when my uncle comes to visit, because, I've lived a pretty safe life, not having to worry about if somebody's gonna kidnap me or something.
Yeah.
But I see whatever his actions are, to a situation that might happen here. And I feel like sometimes I think his reaction is so like over the top, like this is normal. Like, but then I remember my uncle has probably been on edge for the past 50 years of his life. So when something like this happens, he gets in a mode where he has to be on the defensive, to protect himself and his wife, Yeah. So I think because he's always worried about where his wife is. kind of like, is she okay? Where is she going? Like, it's not like a control thing. It's a thing where
It's a genuine concern.
safety thing. Yeah. Because in El Salvador, when they're out, like, because this doesn't happen anymore. But you'd have to be really careful depending on where you were, you know, if you said something or if you even saw something that you weren't supposed to see, that could have been very dangerous for you.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, my uncles, they definitely said, I mean, we've seen some things, but we didn't say anything because if you do,
You're accountable for it.
You're accountable, and then they're going to be after you. So, but that's within the last 5 years, that's not a problem anymore. They've virtually gotten rid of all of the gangs. So that's good. Now I see them, and I see them there. They are more calm. But something that I would just be walking around not having a care in the world, but they would be on edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just
that's family.
How they've lived. That's affecting them. So that's how you can see, like, your culture, where you live affects how you view life, how you walk on this earth.
Yeah. That's interesting you say that, because I mean, I think now all three of us have gone out of the country. Something I want to kid Lonnie, and we haven't dissected it yet because I haven't had him on a TravelPod yet since he got back. But something I'm curious with him is if he's noticed a difference, both within himself and like how he views our life in America. Because there's certain things that we have when it comes to, I'll just say, liberties.
Yeah. That
other areas just don't have.
Exactly.
Right. And I mean, the little time that I was out, I saw that. I mean, I was in some, like, pretty much in the cuts. So it wasn't like everyone had a generator, you know, accessible.
Yeah.
Even some of, like, the Americans that came to that area, they had what they had based on their circumstance, kind of deal. Mm-hmm. If anything, like, I see, and I think this goes for most third world countries, is just like a exponentially greater amount of appreciation for life in general that we take for granted. Mm-hmm. We kind of this isn't just something we've culturally been raised with, is just we live every day, and then we have these things, but we don't necessarily know what we're missing out on. And there's just this constant lack of gratitude.
You're right.
And I'm noticing that more and more. Whether that's the parents' fault, the kids' fault, teachers, that's not for me to say, but I'm noticing that, especially in America. Just sad. Yeah. Which is why I think every person, young or old, should experience life. Not necessarily just visiting, but life in a third world country. Yeah.
That is what I have always thought.
Yeah.
I've always thought this way. And it's the way that
if you need to go, just let me know.
No, my dad just texted me that he'll pick my sister up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way that what was I saying? I forgot.
People should know what it's like to live.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
The way that we've been raised here in America is, and yeah, I'm pretty sure our parents have done their best to teach us how to be grateful. But even then, even if we have been taught to be very grateful and we are very appreciative, we still, if you don't go out and experience something else, you still don't know. Yeah. And some things just naturally, not because you feel like you're, you know, better or anything, but just naturally you just take it for granted. Yeah. Not necessarily because someone didn't teach you, or it's just the way life's always been for someone, so you don't think about it.
Yeah. It gets me thinking now, like, when for example, Me and Miley didn't get iPhones until we were high school, right? And then Kilani, I think, got his pretty soon after we got ours.
So he was like in middle school? Yeah.
Barely. And like having an iPhone was a huge deal in 2013. Huge deal. Because everybody before that just had flip phones and
Or the slidey ones.
right? It's like I didn't have that when I was your age kind of deal, but you don't really know what that feels like until you know what it feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, just naturally older, you'll figure that out and you'll find what that means. But when it comes to like this kind of stuff, where this is more mature, I'll say mature perspective of things, because there's a huge amount of just like materialism, wanting more things, and all these distractions when it comes to that I've noticed as like an overall energy, overall focus for people in America versus people out there. And it was super interesting when I would interact as much as I could with these people I couldn't talk to because I don't speak their language. Did I tell you I was with like people, Haitians? I don't think I've told you anything about my trip to DR.
I think it was like a brief thing that we talked about, because very brief.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I actually had the privilege of being around Haitians. So if you don't know, Haiti is on the same island as Dominican Republic, and Haiti has a very corrupt government.
Yeah.
As of late, so there's a lot of immigrants that will hop over the border, illegal at that.
A system thing. It's not
Yeah, because I felt like I wasn't gonna like.
Yo, what's 30 seconds?
Wasn't gonna like berate this poor dude. You didn't come out. Be better. Deliver my pizza faster.
Do your job.
I want my dang pizza. I've been waiting 2 minutes.
2 minutes is too
2 minutes is too long.
America problems. First world problems. They didn't deliver my pizza in 2 minutes.
I didn't get my pizza in 2 minutes. Oh, that was another thing. Oh, dude, I don't think I've told you this either. Let me do my first story.
Okay.
I don't remember what my first story was.
You were talking about Haitians.
Haitians.
And their corrupt government, and they're immigrating to Dominican Republic.
Yeah, so most of them are just doing what they can.
Yeah, of course.
And I had a story and now it's slipping my mind. It was there. It was right there.
Because I think if you're, because I've been to the DR before. So are you talking about maybe like the differences between how a lot of people from the DR see the Haitians, or
No. Oh, well, that too. There is actually an active discrimination against Haitians.
Yeah,
there was
and that's
like
really sad.
One of our friends couldn't get a job because it was like a storefront job, and he couldn't get it because he was Haitian.
Yeah,
which I was like, wow, that's heavy. And that's just something they deal with. One story I do recall that I wanted to. What was I talking about? Oh, so there's no Karens in DR.
There's no Karens?
There's no Karens in DR.
How can you be so sure?
Because when I asked, they're like, no, we don't do that here. And I think we were joking about it. I was like, oh, give me your manager, right? And the person I was with that did speak English was laughing, and he's like, yeah. He's like, it's funny because people don't do that here. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, it's just like, you just get what you get and don't throw it. But it's just like, that's literally nationwide. That's how it is. No one complains. They just,
deal with
it.
That reminds me. I was on a bus from Nicaragua to Costa Rica.
Okay.
And I'm so glad I didn't end up getting the window seat, because I always like the window seat because I like to fall asleep.
Okay.
But thankfully, that wasn't the seat that was chosen for me. The poor lady sitting next to me, the AC unit was dripping on her for like 3 straight hours. And I know that if that happened here,
Nah, dude.
there would not be like...
People would be angry.
People would be livid.
Yeah.
And she told the lady, who was kind of overseeing the bus. She's like, hey, like, this is this problem. And she's like, I'm sorry, like, we can't do anything about it. Like, you're just going to have to...
Suck it up.
Just suck it up and just have this water drip on you. And I'm just thinking, if this happened, let's say, like... Delta Airlines, where you have condensation on you.
This is the first thing that happens.
You would not. Excuse me. And then somebody would post a video, and they would say how outrageous it was, and you would demand a refund. Yeah. Nope, nothing like that.
Nothing like that there.
Yeah. And I was asking the lady, it's like, what are you gonna do? And she's like, well, I already told her. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah,
That's all you can do.
That's what she's been trained to do.
Yeah.
All her life.
Yeah.
Oh, poor woman.
Yeah, I felt really bad for her.
You didn't do anything, did you?
Well, I couldn't. And I wasn't about to switch seats with her. I mean, I could, technically. But, I didn't want to suffer. I just told her, like...
Well, I don't want to get wet.
Yeah! She's already wet, like... She was already wet, so what was I supposed to do? Get wet too? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I just told her, I'm sorry. I wish there was something that could be done. There was no other empty seats.
Wouldn't it be nice if things were just perfect? The scripture really... There you go, 3 hours of witnessing right there.
But I won't switch with you, though. I'm teaching you the good things, but I won't switch with you.
You were by yourself?
I was by myself. And I really did think, like,
Oh
I was thinking about that. I was like, should I make a conversation? But then I was thinking, oh, probably not. Because then she'd be like, so why didn't you switch with me?
You were so nice and loving.
Practice what you preach. No. Not today. I don't want to be
Fair enough. Oh, that poor woman. We should go check in with her to see
I feel bad for her. She was so nice too. Like, she gave me like an orange.
No way.
Yeah.
Why didn't you switch with her?
Well, I gave her snacks too. The whole bus ride was like 10 hours. I wasn't gonna do that. At hour like 4, it stopped though.
Oh,
yeah.
Because they turned the AC off.
No, I don't know what happened. It just stopped. It just stopped dripping.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know.
She's like, oh great, I don't have to switch with you anymore. So how's life? And now you can be nice to her.
Yeah. But she was really nice though. She was nice. Unfortunate situation, but yeah. But exactly, like, just things are so different. Like, there's no returns. Like, you're not gonna go do an Amazon return or something like that.
If you're going to the Amazon, you're going to the junk.
You won't return. Oh, my stomach again. Oh.
Oh my god. But yeah,
Well, I hope you get to go back one day.
I hope so too.
'Cause that's really cool, and I hope that you can keep learning more Spanish.
Sure.
Yeah, because you sounded really good.
Yeah.
If you said that 4 months of studying it,
Mm-hmm.
and you sound like this, it's pretty good.
It was 4 months of that, and then 1 month of being surrounded by.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
I think
Aprecio
that's good.
mucho.
I love it.
Also, I get super self-conscious when I speak it.
I think everyone who learns a language, like you just have this anxiety that what you say
Right.
is just gonna sound silly or dumb.
What I found is like if I mumble through it fast enough, then you won't understand what I'm saying, or you'll understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah, that works too.
I'll be honest. When I was learning it, I was what was the phrase I was learning? Give me a second. Estoy visitando la República Dominicana por un mes.
Okay.
That phrase, I literally, as I was driving everywhere, would
You would repeat
that
it?
phrase because I was like, I have to tell people this one phrase, and I have to be able to say Dominican Republic really good.
Thank you.
It's in the motherland.
Yes. That's good. That's actually really good that you learned that, like that specific phrase, because everyone's gonna ask you.
Yeah.
And you know, like I feel like in Hispanic countries, everyone's always up in your business.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. They're always like, there's no privacy.
What are you doing here?
There's no
Where
privacy.
are you from?
It's like, where are you from? Do you have kids? Who are your siblings? Who are your parents?
Who are you related
what do you
to?
do? You know, why are you wearing that? Like, it's everything. Everyone has to know your business.
Yep.
And it's just the way it is.
That's the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're just like, okay. Yeah. Even if going to people's houses, like it's actually okay to like, sometimes it is okay to ask like more personal questions. I think maybe some other cultures, maybe that would be way like overstepping. Maybe possibly some Asian cultures, maybe where it's like, why are you asking me this?
Have you met Asians that feel uncomfortable when you ask them certain questions?
I would feel like maybe like either, I think I heard something like Japanese or Korean, like if you're asking too many
Okay.
like personal questions
Yeah.
that you just met, that's kind of like,
That's a very like I feel like
what are
overall
you
Asian
doing?
culture,
But then I feel like Filipinos really, they're closer to
Hispanic then.
Hispanic, where it's just like, are you dating? Are you married?
Yeah.
Where do you live? What job do you have?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, or like, I'm thinking like more personal, because sometimes we go to someone's house and it's a Hispanic person, and then they literally spill the beans on everything. And they tell you everything that's been going on in their life. Where somebody who's maybe like has a more conservative culture is not going to be telling you their problems they have with their job, or this the problem that they're having with their son or their sibling or something. They're not going to be telling you that.
Yeah.
But it happens a lot in Hispanic culture. It's just there's a lot of open book towards it.
I'll say generally for the Asian culture, and I don't want to like, I might get canceled here, but I feel like there's like of course, like honor is a super big thing. Whether your Yugo costume is really cool, but your scar's on the wrong side. It's not on the wrong side. Honor.
Guess who I am? I must find the avatar so I can restore my honor.
Yeah, Zuko's a pretty good like representation of all Asian culture. Whether that's like your personal life or what is the word I'm looking for? You representing the family name. So, you know, it's like my son went to college, he has a degree, he's a doctor, you know, those are the honorary titles that that are strived for, that your grandparents, your parents are able to be like, well, my kid does this now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's kind of the energy that comes off overall. Whether it's healthy or not is another story.
That's a whole other conversation.
But I've noticed that as like, and it's sad to say, like it's what a lot of kids in America end up pursuing, which isn't bad. Like it's it's to the point. I saw this post and I was like, you know what? This makes more sense than anything I've ever seen in my life. And it's going to sound twisted. So just hear me out. In schools I don't remember which Asian country it was, but it was an Asian country. The teachers will put a problem up on the board, say math, for example. The kids will work on the problem. And then the teacher will put the wrong answer on the board. And the students will have to figure out how to get to that answer.
Okay.
Even if they were right. But what it was teaching them is that what they're doing is never enough. Yeah. And I was like, that's literally epitome of what it's like, because you can be doing the right things, but you will never be doing enough, or at least feel like you're doing enough.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And that's just like, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. There's some movies that came out recently where like I enjoy the movie so much, but it kind of touches on that subject a little too closely, where it's borderline triggering because I relate to it too much.
Okay, yeah.
I won't say what movie. Well, I guess I can't say what movies, but Elementals, a great movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's a great movie.
I felt the same way, like, just with Encanto.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has to do a lot with generational trauma, whatever you say.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy. It's just like, these are kids' movies, but yet
The underlying
you can
meaning.
feel so attached to it, and maybe some people can dismiss it and be like, that's not really, you're digging into it too much. But sometimes there is like a deeper commentary that you can actually learn from that. So
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from in terms of like identifying with that. Like, sometimes I was just thinking about it afterwards. I was like, really, this is
what it's like.
this is what it's like.
Yeah.
And not everyone gets it. Like, some people can watch that. Like, I think my coworkers, my other job, they were all white, and one of them was like talking about Encanto, and she was saying like, yeah, the grandma was wrong. Like, I would have never forgiven her. And I'm just thinking, that's not how it works in our culture. Like, you can't just say, oh, she's never going to be forgiven. Like, that's your grandma.
You still respect her just as much,
Yes, it
whether
doesn't
she
matter.
did something wrong or right.
Exactly. And so I'm just thinking, okay, so she's not understanding it the way I am. But it's you kind of see how you take in specific content and how it interacts with what you've experienced.
That's the emergency alert triggered by the power dropping below 5%.
Thank you, Jarvis. Your charger ran out, by the way.
I'm like,
Yeah, that's Jarvis.
I felt like I was like on a Disney ride or something. You know, like the little, you know when the like something is happening on the ride, and it just felt like that. It felt like
I actually do really. I need that alarm. And you said Kehlani set that up for you, right?
Yeah, it's an automation. It's pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
No, I need that. I rarely
is that an iPhone? Yeah.
I think that's a good place to stop.
This has been a great conversation.
This has been.
Yeah.
I didn't know how this was gonna go. Not to say I didn't have low expectations.
I beginning, I definitely, and as you're watching this again, you'll probably see how at the beginning I'm very stiff.
You didn't take a bite of your pizza for a while. Well, I was asking you a lot of questions.
And my pizza's just getting colder and colder by the minute. I think it took me a good 30 minutes to finish, because the first recording was shut down, and the pizza was still in my hand.
I'm gonna just do a time lapse and see how many bites you took in the first hour of recording.
So, yeah, but now obviously I'm comfortable. Like I'm sitting here crisscross, so it works.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Body language.
Yeah. Exactly. So,
well, thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for having me. This was really, really fun, and I also didn't really know what to expect.
Me neither.
I was just kind of a little bit scared of like.
I was glad you reached out again because I forgot that you wanted to be on. I was like, when you text me, I was like, oh yeah.
I don't know. It seemed like something fun to do.
Have you watched any other travel pod?
So I've watched a lot of clips. I haven't watched the full one.
Sure.
But I've watched a lot of clips, and I love all the clips.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, there's going to be a lot of clips from this
yes.
one. So.
The Doritos one specifically.
Yeah, just the Dorito bit.
Yes. But yeah, I've watched a lot of clips, and I think it's... but some of the conversations you have with your brother, they're really cool, because... I don't know. I've always felt like you and your brother have like this really cool bond.
Sure. And
just seeing you guys talk it out like that about anything, it's really cool. So I think the travel pod's awesome.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be making more content, so stay tuned.
Yep. Sounds good.
Thanks for listening in. Appreciate all your time and energy. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. It usually comes around 7 a.m., so who knows when you'll be listening to this. In any case, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take it easy, and remember, live Moss.
Live no Moss.
Live no Moss.
Live no Moss.